And I have on the line with me one of my angels. Hello, Tay.
Hello, how are you?
I am awesome, honey. How are you doing?
I am doing great.
Well, good. You ready to have your vibration lift and to help others raise theirs?
Definitely.
Good. Well, we have a very special guest with us on the line, and I'm going to bring him on right now. This is Mr. Paul Santisi here in the studio. Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hello. What's going on? I'm just doing a last-minute post link here on Facebook. I think I did it right.
Well, thank you.
See what happens.
Well, I'm sitting here with my Paul Santisi coin in my hand.
Awesome.
It's been bringing me really good vibes lately.
Yeah, they're really cool, aren't they? They're pretty serious
it.
pieces too. Like when you hold it, feel it, touch
it.
That thing's no joke. Like that thing is like a serious
you got something
salesman.
you got something in your hand.
Oh, yeah, and if
it's
anyone knocks on the window
that
you don't know, you can whip that thing at them. It'll knock them right out, and you'll be safe. It'll keep you safe.
I know. I don't want to drop it on my toe.
Awesome. I'm excited to be on the show tonight because this is one of the few times I get to pull out my original landline phone that I often use, and I've had this phone since like 1997, and it's fantastic. The microphone, the quality that's captured, it's like dynamite, and the thing is like 20 years old.
You're gonna have to take a picture for us and post it so we can see it.
Oh yeah, I'm connected to 3 or 4 phone cables into extensions, in the door, through the other door, in the other room, into the wall. And I'm walking around, so if you hear the phone drop or me hit the wall or something, it's because I wrap myself around something. So.
Okay.
No, that's the same. Yeah, that's the same phone you used the first time I interviewed you on the show, right?
Yeah, the same phone. Yeah, this phone's fantastic.
Yeah, you talked about it then, and I saw when you put it on YouTube, I saw the picture of you actually sitting there on the phone. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's in my pocket, and I got the cord, and I'm trying to walk around. We'll see what happens.
So, Paul, you've been a little bit busy.
Yeah.
Lots of new stuff you've cranked out since the last time we talked, and I love it. I just love everything that you do. You know, every time I see a post that there's something new from Paul Santisi, I have to go check it out. It's the first thing I do, go over to YouTube.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit. I couldn't even tell you where we were when we left off last time we did the show. There's a whole host of stuff, and something we can talk about real quick that's pretty cool. We all know Diane. We're all friends and fans of Diane. And Diane and I, we've been collaborating on some meditations, the last couple, and then we have a couple more that are actually already done. I just haven't released them yet. And we're actually combining our intentions, and we're creating a whole new wave of experiences beyond what I do, beyond what she does, and we're kind of blending it together to create something new, which is really fun. And the last one we did together, there was a couple. We did Vibes Up. If you listen to that one, that's just the intention of that one is just to snap you out of the funk and just bring you back to being you. And that one's really cool. Diane did all the Castle recordings with the bells and the chimes.
Yes, and I love that.
She did all that as well. And then the one after that is called Lift. And the intention of that one was pretty cool because my intention, I wanted to bend the space around the listener and physically get them to feel as if they were floating. So I was using my intention in a way that I've never applied it before to bend the space around the listener, to kind of to give you those sensations of weightlessness. I thought that would be an interesting thing. So I was telling Diane about it, and she was like, "Oh, I want to get in on that too." So I shared with her the technique I applied, and then she applied it, and then sent me that file. So that audio, if you read the comments, it actually is doing what the intention of the audio was meant to do, was to bring the listener to a state of feeling weightlessness, so they could just become consciousness and observe themselves without their sensories. And a lot of people are commenting some really cool things. They're floating, they're twirling, they're going up and down. Some really cool things you just can't make up. And
exactly.
So that's good.
Awesome.
That's exciting. Everyone should check those out.
Yeah.
There's a 30-minute version and a 1-hour version. And there's some other things going on with that. And then we have a new one. I don't know exactly what we're going to call it yet, but this one, check this out. It's a little unique. I guide us along, and then we kind of fall back off a cliff, and we actually go into this portal, and we go into this new land or this fantasy world. And then I'm talking to you just like I'm talking to you girls now, in this kind of personality. So I'm not in the meditative or the guide. It's me. Come on, let's go. Watch out. Hey, look at this. It's this version, which is unique, which is something I haven't done. And then we go through the forest, and there's all the sounds, and then an animal comes down and guides us to the river, and then we focus on a port of light, a beam of light in the tree. Then that expands. It becomes Diane. It becomes the fairy. She guides us into the river, and she does a total ritual cleansing of energies and blocks and fears and everything in the water. And then that's how that meditation flows. Different, unique.
I can't wait.
Very exciting.
I can't wait. You got me excited, Paul.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna shake things up.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna shake them up.
Yeah, I think those who are awakened are definitely ready for the next level. So that one has definitely piqued my interest. So I look forward to when that comes out.
Yeah, it'll be soon.
Me too. Good. Good.
Yeah,
Well,
it'll be soon.
I have another angel. Oh my gosh, we have had a sick angel, and she actually is here tonight. So I'm going to bring Debbie on the line with us.
Woo! Debbie.
Hello, Debbie.
Hi. I'm here. So excited.
Yay.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Paul. Hi, Kay. Hi, Terry.
Hello.
Hi, honey.
Hello. I'm so happy to just be here, and I'm filled with gratitude. And let's just rock on. I can't wait to hear what Paul has been. What else you're going to share. I'm so excited.
Actually, before we jump into any of those chats, Shantae, is this your new hairdo you got going on with the red?
I love it.
Yes.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Your hair is too cute, Tay.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I just decided to flat iron it, so I've been wearing my little fro kicking off, and then I spent some one-on-one time with my daughter, who is 13, so I let her flat iron my hair, and here we are.
It's
beautiful.
Too adorable.
Thank you.
I'm digging it.
Thank you. Yes, I've got a lot of awesome compliments. It's been great.
Don't you love that? I think, I love, isn't it fun when we can do something so simple and it just makes, it just changes our perspective on everything. Just something as simple as changing our hair, or for Paul, wearing a different hat.
Mhm. Yeah, today's been a very high vibing day, so it's been awesome. Yesterday was a little bit rough with the energies for me, and today is completely opposite. So it's been I'm loving it.
Yay! Zippity-doo-dah.
Awesome. And you know we have that full moon coming out there in a few hours.
Right? Yes, we
it's
do.
I'm sorry.
Gorgeous.
Did I say full moon? Full moon. Yes, it is gorgeous. And I'm here on the East Coast, so I get it before you guys get it. So ha.
No, we got to clarify. You're on the southern East Coast. So you get to look at the moon with a warm breeze on your face.
You have been corrected, my darling.
Yeah. Some of us up here, we go to look at the moon and there's a burn runs across our nose, and we got a lot of contrast. Should I look at the moon? My nose. Should I enjoy the moon? My cheeks. I can't even see the moon. My eyes start watering. Then it's like, F the moon, I'm cold, and you got to go back in the house.
So no howling at the moon for you.
I'll look at the moon from Southern California for you. It's been beautiful 80. It's been a beautiful 80 degrees today. It's been fabulous. Seriously, it was so gorgeous today that, I just wanted to kiss the trees.
Wow.
I was considering it,
Well, at least hug it first, Debbie.
I do hug my trees. I do. I give them snuggly hugglies. You better believe it. And they're quite appreciative.
Prove it with pics.
I will. Hey, I've got some happy trees. They feel the love. They're feeling it. I think I got the idea from the movie Superstar. Just, you remember? I tell you do remember, yes. Where she's hugging and.
That's not the part I remember about the movie, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh boy! Woo! Debbie's back.
She did.
Okay,
all
this
right,
is your first
sunshine.
night back, so don't get put in your corner.
I love my corner. I certainly do. Something that's been going on lately, people have been, some of my friends have been calling, a lot of conversations about self first versus selfishness.
Right.
Do you guys care to talk about that? Explore that a little?
What did you say?
Self first versus selfish. Self first
Right.
being, different than selfish. And self first, and self love, and those types of things versus selfish. And I've been having a lot of conversations where the person I'm speaking to, we start talking about self first. It's not selfish, and helping them to understand that it's important to put themselves first. And do you care to expand on this, you guys? Do you want to?
Yeah, well, it's true.
Love to.
I'll say something real quick, and then you can say everything else. Basically, you're the most important person in your life. That's true, and it's fact, because and someone may say, no, my kids are, or my dog is, or my parents are. Right, but you are first, because if you weren't alive, what is? Right? Nothing else is there. So, yeah, you are the most important person in your life, and when you can understand that, that gives you a lot of self-love, self-appreciation, self-awareness, and it gives you, think of it, we came through as human beings, right? We're physical beings. We hit like the lottery. We hit the universal jackpot on existence. We could have come back as a dog, a fish, a single-cell amoeba, a sea cucumber. Imagine you come back as a sea cucumber. Ocean right now, you're like, are you freaking serious? I'm a sea cucumber? Right? So when you can get to that point, okay, I hit the universal jackpot. I'm a human physical being. So that should just give someone all the encouragement and self-motivation they need right there. But then if you realize I'm the most important person in my life, because if you weren't around, is there anything else? Who would be there to love, laugh, and to appreciate? So it's you. And, yeah. All right, you're up, Shantae.
And we can only uniquely be ourselves. Nobody can ever replace us. And that was to put myself first in having children and young ones, it was a hard lesson for me to learn. But it's important, it's vital. If you don't have your health, if you don't have your sanity, if you're not filling up your cup so you can serve everybody else that you're meant to serve, that God brings to you, you know, we're meant to do that from our overflow. We're not meant to do that from our own cup. You know, it's no different, like I've explained before, in having a vehicle. If we're not filling up the gas tank, that bad boy is not going to move. You know, you could all you want and think that it's going to go anywhere, but if you're not taking care of it and maintaining it, it's going to sit there parked and useless to everybody. So when we learn to fill up our own tanks, you know, whether it be physical exercise, affirmations, spiritually, in any way possible, to me, I have learned that is the best gift we can give anybody in our lives, whether it be loved ones, friends, hell, even strangers on the street. You know, that's what gives us the ability to be that bright light and shine our light. So nobody can do it for us. It's something that we have to do for ourselves and learn to be okay with it in radical self-love and self-care and especially self-acceptance. You know, exactly where you're at in life and being okay with who you are, where you are, and what God created you for. You know, and a lot of people, we've been conditioned for a very long time in society to believe that if we put ourselves before others, we're selfish. And, you know, who are we to have the right to be selfish when that's very contrary to what we actually need to do.
Right. As long as whatever you do is not at the expense of someone else's emotions, or, well, not even that. That's a varying degree. But as long as you're not willing to bury, burn, crash, and destroy someone else to get what you want for you. I mean, to me,
Correct.
that's what selfish is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want your iPhone, so I'm going to kick you in the hip, and I don't care if I break your hip because I want that phone. And there's a lot of those people out there who live that way. And it's that's why we're on this phone call together. That's why we do what we do, right? Because there's so many of that. So selfish, you know, to me at its core, it's if you're willing to harm or affect or hurt someone else to get what you think you need to make you happy. If you're not doing that, then to me that's what selfish at its core, to me at least, is.
I agree.
That's very true. Very true, Paul. And you know what came to my mind was, excuse me, if you're on an airplane and when they give you the safety instructions, and I don't know why I've got airplanes today. My blog was about airplanes too. But when they give you the safety instructions, they tell you for you to bring that oxygen mask to you first, because you're not going to be able to help anybody else if you're not able to breathe. You know, and you have small kids, that's going to be very important for you to be able to help them to get theirs on. So, you know, that's that whole concept again, putting it out there into spirituality, you know, and like Shantae was saying, feed yourself, you know, make sure that you're pumped up and that you're in touch with who you are and what you're all about, what your path is, or you're not going to be able to share that with anybody else and help them to see, you know, what it's all about. I had another thought, but it went away. That's been happening a lot.
It'll come back. It'll come back. You know,
right in the middle of the
hey, you know, I remember.
Sure.
Absolutely, you know how that works. I remember, Carrie, you brought up something in a show once, and I thought it was the coolest thing, and that is in talking about self first and how we treat ourselves, which is really important. Have you thanked yourself today? And I thought that was just one of the neatest things I'd ever heard, because I didn't normally thank myself. In fact, I don't think I ever had. Now it's something that I do. And I think when we put ourselves first, to remind ourselves to, you know, treat yourself with love and compassion and empathy, just like you do others. And don't beat yourself up so much. Thank yourself for accomplishing whatever it is that you've set out to accomplish, whether you've achieved it or not. Thank yourself for the effort that you're putting out there, just like you thank somebody else for doing something for you. But put yourself first in the sense of acknowledge who you are, acknowledge the beauty, that's inside and the love that you are. And
right.
because it emanates off. So that's what I have to say.
Ooh, I did remember while you were talking.
Ooh. Go, Horshack, tell me. Come on, Horshack.
You also heard me talk before about my mirror in my bathroom. And what I do is I write on there those self-affirmations. It's like, so every morning when I walk in the bathroom, which is the first thing I do after I get up and say my gratitude, I see I am amazing. I am loved. I am wonderful. These powerful affirmations that are staring at me as I look in the mirror. How can you not get in a good mood when you're seeing that? And I'm sure there's people that could, but for me, it's like, I am that. I am amazing. And if we can't do that to ourselves, then how can we do it to anybody else? How can we tell anybody else, you are amazing, you're wonderful, you're powerful? So we have to start ourselves off on realizing that so that we can then put that out there to other people.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a couple things I can add to that too. I have my own list that I look at every day. This is everyone listening. This is the official Paul Santisi everyday to do list.
I got a 10.
And anyone listening, get out a white piece of paper and a pen with blue ink and write this down. Remember, pioneering doesn't pay. You don't have to innovate. You duplicate. You duplicate what others do through their experience, and then you get the similar results instantly without thinking about how to make it work, because you know it works. Okay, here's the list. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. This is a good thing we can talk about. Number 1, consciously laugh. Just laugh. If you got small toes, look at my toes. Look how small my stupid toes are. Just laugh. Okay? Consciously smile. Just smile. Whatever reason that is. Say thank you to someone, like Debbie said. Thank yourself. Appreciate yourself. And then these things, I say these out loud 5 times. And I say, I am thankful for all the good things in my life. Then I say, I am grateful for all the good things in my life. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful. And then I am appreciative for all the good things in my life. Then after that, I am blessed for all the good things in my life. And then after I realize those 4 things, then I say, I feel great. I can do it. I am a winner. I am a champion. All my dreams are coming true. I am going to do it. That's it, period. And then if it is to be, it is up to me. Taking full responsibility over everything that moment forward. Then there's a few things, I typically achieve this through Facebook and social media, but I tell someone that I like them. I tell other people that they can do it, which all my audios say that, right? So I'm always saying that. Mm-hmm. I do my best to listen more than I talk. I listen and observe. And in conversations with people out and about, I do my best to ask more questions than make statements. It depends who I'm talking to. And, just try to make everyone, at least one person, feel important for the day. And praise other people publicly in front of other people. Like if we're going to pick up my daughter at school and the janitor put on clean shoes versus his dirty shoes, I acknowledge his clean shoes. Something stupid, something simple that makes an impact on someone else. Well, it is stupid. It's a pair of shoes. But it's powerful to acknowledge someone's clean pair of shoes. Mm-hmm. It's simple, but it's stupid, but it's powerful. That's what makes it fun. And just things like that. I edify others to other people. I talk positively to other people about other people. I do that all the time, especially all over the social media. And the edification is really powerful because when you can talk positively about someone to someone, you're sending that final person a huge amount of energetic support. Then that person you told them about, if they go in and check out that person or meet that person and they feel a similar feeling that you express with your level of excitement and enthusiasm, then they're going to send that person edification. Then when they send it to that person, they're sending it back to you. So you sent it to the person that you're edifying. They felt it, sent it back to you. That person learned it, felt it, sent it to them, and sent it to you. So then you're not even part of that conversation anymore, and you have two people sending you pure positive energy. Edification is awesome. Like, edification is so powerful. And when you can really understand the power of it. So the more people you edify and talk positively about to other people, the more comes back to you. The more your power goes out, the more it comes back, and it says, woo, woo. It's a torus of energy. It's how energy flows in and out of through anything and everyone within the whole universe, whether it's a galaxy or a cell. It's that energy, that life force, that life flow. Edification empowers that, gives it more power. Yeah. Good stuff.
It certainly does. And Paul, I don't know, I think you were on before I started my gratitude-based tradition that I started last year. But
no, I haven't. I'm in the gratitude vase.
You were in my gratitude vase. I'm saying I don't know if you were on the show before I started that.
Oh,
so
I have the picture.
Had a chance to talk to you about it. Yeah, so every day I do that. I send out somebody a note. I'm grateful for you today. And I have had such a response to that. And now we actually have a Facebook group where other people are doing that. And I just published a book in December called Gratitude Based, and it's a workbook where people can write that every day and send a note then out to other people if they choose to do it that way. So it's true what you're saying. When you send that out to somebody, it's like that ripple effect, or that domino effect. It doesn't just affect that person that you send it to, because they're then going to think, oh, who am I grateful for? Somebody showed me they're grateful for me. Who am I grateful for? So it is a domino effect, and I love how that works.
Yeah, edification. I mean, if someone's like, what do I do with my life? How come things aren't working? How come I'm not getting the results? This Facebook advertising is just taking my money. Stop. Stop trying to get someone to like you. Stop trying to get someone to click on your stuff. Stop trying to get someone to buy something from you. Appreciate those people. Appreciate someone first. Send them a little bolt of encouragement for them to have a great day, like Debbie said. Do that, because everyone misses it. All these people are trying to market themselves. They're missing the most important element. You have to genuinely want other people to be happy about themselves and to succeed no matter what they want to do, because your energy will permeate that email. Your energy will permeate anything you type on Facebook. Your energy will permeate that graphic you create. And everyone misses it. It's your energy that goes into it that creates the result you want, because like creates like, whether it's desirable or negative. So if you're creating from a place of lack and confusion, and why isn't this working? Duh, it's never going to work, and you're just going to waste all your money, wasting your time getting more pissed off. Instead, oh my God, I feel great typing this. I feel good. I don't care what happens, because I'm going to have a great day. And I want everyone else to have a great day too, because I understand there's no competition in life. Start creating with that understanding, and you'll be blown away with the results that you seem to magically begin to get. And then you ask people, what was the turning point in your life? I don't know, but all of a sudden my ad started working. Yeah, how did you feel? What were you thinking that day? What book did you read? What audio were you listening to? What clicked in? You get them to think on it. Oh, I had this aha moment. Oh, you changed. Your vibration shifted. More and more people responded to you, not the color.
That is so true. And, get excited about, I am so thrilled about other people's success because I loved what you said. It is like it's not a competition. It's a collaboration.
No, there's no competition.
No.
When you get that, you get more.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you trying to straddle up against? Well, it depends what you're doing, I suppose, but you know what I'm saying?
G-rated. I'm sending.
Uh-oh, Paul, you just got sent to the corner. That you beat me to it. You're good. You're good. 2 minutes and
this
2
whole
seconds of
intention
time
thing
out.
too. I don't know if you girls saw this, but I did a little test on intention the other day. I don't even remember what I did. Terry, do you remember? I typed something and put my intention into it. Remember, I had people pick.
Apple.
I responded to it. What was it?
I don't even remember. It was oh gosh. There was 3 things, and I told you to focus on each one for 10 seconds, and then comment the level of intensity that each word made you feel. Anyways, I can't remember what I did because I deleted it, but I posted the results, but I wasn't specific on what I was doing. But anyways, like 70% of the people connected with the intention of the words I typed, with the emotion I attached to them. So it's, you know, and I did another one. I didn't put the results up yet. That one I typed three colors. It was purple, red, and blue. And I said, I'm attaching a monkey, flowers, and shoes. And feel the words and let me know what color the monkey, what color are the shoes, and what color are the flowers. All right? And I got 100 comments. And 90 people out of 100 got 2 out of the 3 right. 15 people got 3 for 3 right. So I attached, the word was monkey, and I attached the feeling purple. It was shoes, and I went with the color red. It was flowers, and I attached the intention of blue. So within 3 choices, there's what, 9 options? 6 or 9 options, right? 2, 4, 6, whatever that math is. Whatever it is, percent of the 90 out of 100 felt the color I associated with the word. And I know I'm describing it confusingly because I just can't even remember what I did. But the results were real. The results were there.
Yeah, and it's because you put your intention there.
Right. No, it was a demonstration on intention that people will feel
right, exactly.
where you're coming from. Yeah. So far, 2 for 2, we're doing really good. So I'm going to keep these going, and we'll define them each time, make them a little more deep.
I love it. But I want you to quit something for me. Quit posting all of that wonderful food. Oh my gosh.
Right?
That last post you did, I'm like, I wasn't even hungry until I saw this picture.
Oh, the calzone?
Yes, my favorite
soup.
food, Italian.
Yeah, I'm always posting the foods. That calzone was actually, it's really good. It's got
I love calzone.
I was at the supermarket and they have when they have the ends of the cheese and the ends of the meat and they wrap it and they sell it cheap. Well, they had packages of prosciutto, capicola, hot pepperoni, and these other Italian meats, and I got all excited, so I grabbed them all. And then they had some provolone cheese ends, and mozzarella cheese ends, so I got a bunch. That was like a scrap calzone with all like these amazing little cuts of the ends of the meat, and that's what that calzone was. But it's really good.
It looks
really
good.
A lot of pork.
I don't even need to see a picture.
I can't eat too much of it. Yeah.
Did I see you make pickles one time?
Yeah, pickles. Well, last week I made 2 batches of pickles.
Okay, yeah, pickles.
Yeah.
And they look
I make
so
everything. Pickles,
scrumptious.
I make Asian soup, pho, I make pork belly, pizza, all sorts of stuff.
Do you make kimchi by chance?
If you make...
No, I don't roll my own sushi, no. No, I don't get into the sushi game.
Do you make kimchi? Like
What's
a sauerkraut type?
No,
well, because
I didn't put pictures up. I haven't made it.
Okay.
I don't think I've gotten into that yet.
Yeah, it's like cabbage and carrots, and you ferment it.
Oh, that stuff. No, I've never made that. I did make some amazing cornbread chili last week with some gorgonzola cheese. That was really good.
I saw that.
I just had some gorgonzola a little while ago. It was quite good with hot pepper jelly.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I can't even see the food, and you guys are making me hungry.
I know. Every time I see this post from Paul Santisi, it's like, ooh, look what I did. No food.
Sorry, while I'm up here, I'll eat it. Once I get down to Florida, that's going to change to wahoo with mangoes and lime juice. So. You know.
Yes, we have awesome seafood down here. Well, you have awesome seafood up there too, though, Paul.
Yeah, but it's a lot heavier up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
when I was down in Florida a couple years ago, I loved the food. I mean, it was just it was just awesome. You could tell it came out of the ocean. You could tell all the fruit was locally picked off trees. You could just feel the realness to it. You know?
Yes.
The earth energy.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was awesome. Plus down there,
Are you moving
it's so
to Florida?
fun to drink at like noontime. It's amazing.
Hey, o'clock somewhere, right?
Sangria with lunch, sangria with dinner. It's just all day long. Up here in Boston, you got to wait till the sun goes down. You got to decide, do I want this? But no way in Florida. It's like game on. Bring it on.
That's too funny. Are you moving there?
I'm working on it.
Exciting. Super neato.
Well, I decided I wanted to move to Florida when I was like 17.
Oh, wow.
So we're working on it. We're working.
You're a couple years overdue. That's it.
Just a couple.
Yeah,
just a couple years. Just a couple.
New year, new space.
20.
Yeah, my first goal is just to get my wife down to the area just to check it out, and that's my first goal, and we'll go from there. Can only go as far as I can see, right? When I get there, we'll see further.
That's right.
Correct.
Yeah. My cat just chimed in and agreed with you. Well, we have a caller. Do you want to talk to a caller and see what they have for you?
Sure.
Okay. Well, let's go to area code 956. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Whoops. We scared them off. They hung up.
956. I think that's Texas, isn't it?
Oh, my gosh. I am so bad at area codes. Oh, well.
Me
They were
too.
the only one with their hand raised. We do have other callers that come on and say hello to us. And maybe ask Paul a question or make a comment to him. Just raise your hand.
Question, comments, observations, anything. Open forum.
Yeah, press the 1 to let me know that you want to come on and say something. And I'll put you right on the air. Well, we certainly appreciate you being with us tonight, Paul. It's a treat to have you here.
Yeah. It's been a few months, I think, since the last time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Time goes by so quick. It's like every week it's like Wednesday, and all of a sudden it's like 8 months. Yeah, the Paul's Happiness Angels, I think you started that last April, right? Wasn't it April? March, April?
Around there, yeah.
I remember you asked me, we talked about the little theme song and all that stuff. That was fun hearing that again tonight because I haven't heard that since. There's so much coming and going, I can't remember hardly anything that I get done. It's just so I'm always excited to relive what I created. I'm like, wow, that was pretty good. When did I do that? How did I do that?
Right.
Yes, we listen to it every week, and we talk about you every week, whether you're here or not.
Yes, we do. Your ears are burning, I'm certain. And if anybody's interested in Paul's fantastic meditations, just go to www.paulsantisi.com or onto YouTube, Paul Santisi, S-A-N-T-S-I. Did I spell it wrong?
Try again.
Yeah,
Okay,
whatever.
Paul, you know what? Oh, goodness. Hey, can I get... okay. Bleep.
We'll forgive you. You've been sick for a while. You're getting back in the swing of things.
Yes. It's just I'm on that end stretch, you guys. I am of perfect health. So.
Yeah, whatever is kicking a lot of people's butts this year. It's
It is. Yeah, it's
whatever is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say I don't know who I got this from, and it's like no, who gave, where did it come? It's a deeper question than who coughed on you. It's
right.
Yeah.
Very true.
All right. So Paul's last name is Santisi. S-A-N.
I tried to spell Santisi. It didn't come out.
No, I think you spelled it right. You just then questioned yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, because in my mind's eye, I was saying it, but I was seeing it differently. So you ever do that? Just kind of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where was that confidence? Gosh darn it.
What do you think about that whole ancestry thing? Getting your have you seen all the videos with the people finding out, whatever the results say they're from or where they're from or what makes them up?
Right.
Yeah. I've got friends that have done it.
My son is actually doing that right now, which is interesting. I haven't really paid much attention to it. So, what have you seen, Paul?
I just thought, when I first started coming out, I saw all the adverse stories about the people who thought they were, just an example, 100% German, and then finding out they weren't, and a lot of people getting depressed and like killing themselves over it. So I'm like,
geez.
this probably isn't the best thing to offer, because a lot of people thought they were Italian, and then they find out they're Polish, and a lot of people really devoted to their heritage and just got totally bamboozled. So then I'm like, I really don't. Doesn't matter what this thing says I am. But a couple years later, there's a lot more positive stories coming out. People finding out. I find it interesting. I'd like to know where they get all their collective data, though. I mean, who's to say it's?
That was my question.
Mm-hmm. There was a gal online selling a course and teaching you how to. It was about genealogy, and I thought, that's pretty cool. Let me check this out. But all she was really doing was telling you, like I would find Debbie. Debbie, do you want to know about your genealogy? You say, yes, Paul, I do. I say, okay, for $100, I'll tell you everything about your past. And Debbie says, yes, that sounds fantastic. And then she was teaching people what your job is to Google their last name and just do some research on a couple websites. But how can that even be like?
Yeah.
How can that be like legit? So I'm like, this isn't. You know how much work it would take one person to research all that for someone else, and how can you even verify it? I don't know. I just didn't know.
Well, if it's on the internet, it's true, right?
Yeah.
Hands down. Well, I mean, has anybody ever researched someone's name just out of curiosity? I mean, not any of us have ever done that, but I mean, it's not that easy to find out info unless you go and pay for it. But then you don't get that much info; you just get a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although I had a friend now. He was a fan. His name is Nitzan, and he's over in Israel. He's a music composer. He's an actor. He's a musician. He's a performer. Really cool guy. And we were talking one day, and he told me he did some research on my last name, and it came back in the Hebrew text or something. It translated to most holy. Santisi, most holy. And he gave me, a lot more details on it that I can't remember at the moment. But thought that was pretty cool.
That is very cool. I'm liking that. That's something to be happy. I like that.
I can see that tagline.
Hey, there you go.
No, I'd have to add in, most aggressive holy name. I'm a little.
Because that's how he rolls. The aggressive
holy
roller.
I want the best for everyone. I want you to become, and I don't you feel where I'm coming from, and I don't know if it feels like soft velvet. It's more like sandpaper going. You better wake up, man. You better achieve your dreams. You understand?
Yeah. Sandpaper is so necessary. That's the little nickname I give to people in my life that irritate me. They're my sandpaper. Smooth out those.
Oh yeah, you need those people because you can instantly clarify what you don't like, and then you get more knowingness.
Right.
Very true.
Yeah. So let's go to another caller with their hand raised and see if we run them off.
Okay.
We're going to area code 504, which I think is that Louisiana?
Louisiana, yeah.
All right. 504, you are on the air. Hello.
Hi. It sounded
Hello.
like you need to. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It sounded like you needed a caller. Are you doing readings tonight?
No, we're not doing readings tonight.
I'm confused now. What did you say?
Not tonight on this show, sweetheart. We have Mr. Paul Santisi on with us as our guest.
Okay.
So we're just talking about intentions and meditations and setting our focus correctly.
Okay. All right.
Have you listened to Mr. Santisi's meditation?
I haven't. I've been listening to your conversation tonight, and I was just trying to figure out where it was going. But, okay. Put me back on hold, then I'll keep listening.
All righty. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
Thank you for calling. Okay. Any of our other callers want to come online and say hello to Paul Santisi or ask a question for one on your phone? Otherwise, we'll keep asking Paul questions. So, Paul, I really love Diane, and I wanted to thank you for introducing her to us. She is an amazing woman, absolutely amazing. And she has taught
Diane
me so
is
much.
awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She has taught me so much, and the latest thing that I learned from her is the blessing of the drinking water. Have you done that yet, Paul?
Yeah. She's always tossing things my way and saying, "Do this, do this, do this." I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It is awesome. And I've been doing that, and of course I have my Paul Santisi coin, and I've been chanting, some chants, and I won some money on Saturday out of the blue. I was blown away. I'm like, wow, where did that come from?
Yeah, nice.
And Diane says hi. She's listening, and
yay.
she's messaging me here. She's
Hi, Diane.
She says
Hi,
you
Diane.
are awesome.
I love you.
Yeah.
I love you, Diane.
One thing with Diane, her and I were at the same event. Be 5 years almost. Yeah, 5 years in April, where I heard this inner voice to create these meditations and carry on to what we do now. And she was at that same event, and but our paths didn't cross. And then somehow,
wow,
we connected on Facebook somehow. We don't even remember how. And it wasn't until months later, where for some reason I'm like, I have to talk to Diane. I don't know why, but I have to. So we started talking, and we were at that same event that weekend.
Isn't it amazing how that always happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't connect,
synchronicity.
but somehow we connected on Facebook. Like we didn't know of you know what I mean? You don't know someone, but somehow there's a connection. It was very cool. But Diane's awesome. There's a lot we have coming this year on some cool audios.
I love her energy. Yeah, her energy is just so beautiful. You know, when she posts something online, you feel it, every bit of it. I love her laughter. She's just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm her biggest fan.
And she has a ton of music that we play on the Music Mastermind Radio. There's always a Diane song coming on. And a lot of those songs are on shuffle. And there's over 300 songs in there. And the system grabs it and does what it wants. And sometimes the system gets on the Diane train. And it just plays Diane for like an hour straight. It's just Diane. It's like, it's the Diane Network, okay. And station likes Diane. It's just 300 other songs, radio station. Nope, we don't care. Diane Bonanza, and boom, 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 boom.
you know how this works, Paul. She holds that intention. She wants people to hear her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, that's how I got introduced to her, was on your Mastermind Radio, and I heard her music, and I thought, who is this woman? She's beautiful. And then I found out, who she was. Just an amazing person. If you all are not familiar with her, look her up on Facebook. She's Diane. You can look her up just like that.
Yeah,
DYANNE. Yeah.
And anytime I can't find something, she knows where it is. Like sometimes things just disappear, and like it was just right in front of me where to go. And she knows, she always tells me where it is, and she's always right.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
And you know what the funny thing is, right? I'll ask her where it is, and she'll say, it's right in front of your face. Look at your desk. And I'm staring at my desk. It's not there. It's right in front of your face. Look to the right. There is nothing on my desk, Diane. It's blank. There is nothing there. She goes, walk out of the room. I walk out of the room. Okay, go back in the room. I come back in the room. She's like, look to the right. Boom, it's sitting right there. And she's fun. She goes, oh, it was there the whole time.
Yeah.
You just didn't see it. Diane, no. Yeah. There was nothing on my desk. There was nothing. I've been staring at this desk all day.
Right.
Yeah, she tells you to leave the room and come back. And poof, oh, yeah, you just didn't. Yeah, I didn't see it. Thank you.
Right. You know what? I've actually been having that happen to me a lot lately.
It does happen. Well, I tell you what, we're going to try again. This is third time's a charm, right? We're going to area code 850. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Good.
Hey.
Hi.
I just wanted to make a comment. Paul, I just wanted to say thanks. I listen to your tapes all the time.
Awesome.
And, it was kind of a fluke how I started listening to your tapes. A friend of mine recommended meditation, and I said, man, them guys are nuts, And so, when I first listened to it, I thought, I'm going to listen to these guys, hit one of these little bells, and, so it took about, I'll be honest with you, it took me about 2 weeks to find a tape that I would really like, that a good voice and, what I mean, that you enjoyed. And so I found your tape, and but it took another probably, I'll bet you a good probably 2 weeks after that, because, I had to work with it because my mind raced all the time,
Right.
And when I finally got into it, and it finally just really took, it was like, whoa. And so all those hits on YouTube, I'm not saying all of them, but a good quarter of those are mine. So
I appreciate it. You remember what audio that was? Do you remember the name of it?
Oh my gosh, you got so many on there. I'd have to look, because I put them in the favorites. And so what I do every night is I put, my wife, she goes to bed about 8:00, and I got to be real quiet, when I get into bed. But I put the tapes on, and I just scroll through, and I find one, and I'm gonna tell you, it just is so relaxing and so soothing. And you know, for a while back, I just thought that I was losing my mind. You know, everything was really troubled at home, not marriage-wise or anything, but you know, just a lot of trouble. You know.
Sure.
And I can't thank you enough for those tapes. You know, I think if people really just apply themselves and really listen, you know, it's just what an experience it does. You know, and just the benefits truly that meditation helps. You know what I mean? I mean, blood pressure, sleeping through the night. Do you know what I mean?
Everything.
Attitude when you wake up, just refreshed the next morning. Just, oh man, you know. So when I heard this on tonight, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to hurry up and get home and give you a call. You know.
Nice. So we connected on Facebook. What was your name?
My name is Mike, but no, actually, you know, my sons are always, Dad, you got to get a Facebook. You know, I'm probably the only guy who doesn't have a Facebook. I still got a flip phone. So
there you go.
You know,
so
I'm
your
still
life isn't married to a wall outlet and a phone charger with a flip phone. You can go days with that thing.
That's right. You know, but you know, I really enjoy. You know, the nice thing about it is that the more that you, I don't even know how to explain this to you, but the more that you meditate, the more, when I was having problems, I was going to the doctor, and he just said, listen, he says, you are a heart attack waiting to happen. My weight was up to 320 pounds. My blood pressure was like 180 over, you know, whatever, some ungodly number. And then when, you know, through this right now, I weigh 210 pounds. My blood pressure is like 125 over whatever. You know what I mean? So it just has affected everything.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, you know. So it's like, and then over the last couple of months, I've been on this like spiritual journey, this like cleansing of the past, you know. And so
perfect.
All of this old baggage is coming off, and it's like, whoo, you know, like this whole new person is like evolved, and it's like I feel like instead of 55, I feel like I'm 25, you know. And
yeah, with
just wanted to call in, you know.
All that energetic baggage, right?
Oh my gosh!
It's the acknowledgement. That's the energetic release. You don't have to beat yourself up over trying to prove it, understand it, rationalize it, justify it, make sense of it. All that is what people get hung up on, and that's the block. Just put all that aside and just acknowledge. And if you can acknowledge, then you can take responsibility. Then you can confront it. Then you can change the emotions that you have attached to it and give yourself an emotion that feels better. You don't have to go from dismal to bliss. Go from where you are to feeling just a little bit better. And if you can't think of anything, you can always agree that I'm still alive, right?
That's right.
It's the acknowledgement that's the key. And we appreciate the call a lot. And what, you know, you're dialing into these audios, what you're feeling, it's my intention. And my intention, I hone in on it, and I express it in such a way that's extremely unique and powerful. But at the core of my intention, I just want one listener to feel better about themselves. And
but
I leave it wide open.
Before I hang up, I want to tell you one thing, and this is where you through those tapes, I let go of about 1,000 pounds of concrete, and through those tapes, where it hit me one night, I was carrying this luggage for like 35 years. And I finally was able to turn around in my head, or whatever you want to call it, and go, no, I'm not that little boy anymore. I'm a man. And you're not going to talk to me, treat me. You're not going to do this to me anymore. And when I was able to put that old baggage down is when it all just, you know what I mean? It was like, whoa. You know what I mean? It was like a whole new world.
The contrast.
Yes.
Became rich.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to scream out loud, you know, like, whoa. You know, why couldn't that light bulb go on years ago?
Yeah, and with that, because you've done the acknowledgement and you've been able to set that concrete down, with the whole new world opening up, your relationships and your family and friends and everybody else has changed dramatically as well, correct?
Oh, my wife and I, we just, we giggle, and it's not that tension in the house anymore. It's not that walking the eggshell. It's not, you know what I mean? It's like, man, let's just, even if it's $1 hamburger, let's just go out and have a little bit of fun. Let's go get a Coke. Let's go for a drive. Man, thank you.
Because you've learned, because you've set all that baggage down, you've learned to live in the moment. And something as simple as these meditations, people don't realize it doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn-out process. All you were simply doing was just laying there listening to the meditations, and it began to transform you from the inside out.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah. I just wanted to call. I didn't mean to keep your time, but I just wanted to call in and tell you thank you, and I enjoy listening to you.
All right, we appreciate you listening. Keep listening. I got a lot more coming. I haven't even started yet.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you for calling.
Take care.
We appreciate you. Bye now. Awesome. Paul, I have a message for you. Our darling Brandy has sent me a message. She has to go to work. She's been listening to the show, but she does have to go to work, and she wanted me to let you know that she really appreciates you and that you have inspired her so much. And I know Brandy talks about you a lot, and one of her favorites is the Awake and Create. And her and I did that together for 21 days at one point. It's, just amazing. And she's amazing. I love Brandy. But she wanted me to pass that along
Brandy.
to you.
I'm staring at her Facebook post right now that says, call this number, Paul Santisi's on.
Yes, she's really awesome about putting the PR out there about the show. So, and she's on Friday nights with us at 8 o'clock. Yep. Brandy's amazing. Well, do we want to take another caller? I know you're just getting revved up here. Let's go to area code 360.
Washington.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
I've been listening on and off for a year. I think, I come from a background in evangelical religion, and then I kind of moved into the grace movement. Then after that, kind of moved into the idea that, there isn't necessarily a hell or a God that type of God. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of at the point where I'm tired of listening to people who give wrong advice. And so I was on YouTube, and I'd been listening to Esther Hicks. Do you know that person?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And then off to the right, I saw one of your videos. And then I listened to it. I think I listened to it before I was ready to listen to it. But I kept pressing in, listening to Abraham Hicks videos, and now I've come back to the point where I'm listening a lot to your audios. And I'm feeling better and better, and I'm feeling pretty excited about the future, except for I'm a little bit kind of disgusted that I've spent so many years, studying the wrong thing.
Yeah, well, you don't have to be disgusted. Just become more aware of where you are now, because that'll give you a lot of contrast to define what you don't like, and that'll give you a lot of opportunity to create more of what you do like, right? So you're in a good place because you have a lot of emotional, non-desirable charge to give you more knowingness to what you want more of now. So it's actually good. You have that power you can use to your advantage. When it comes to people, really just listen to people. Become aware of how they make you feel. Get out of your head as much as you can. And if you feel good when you listen to them, then you listen to them. If you think you should listen to them because they're supposed to make you feel good, well, now you're in your head. So you're going to be questioning yourself the whole time listening to them. If you can use your own personal discernment and listen to people like myself or others that give you a similar feel-good feeling, then you don't have to question it because you're following how you feel. Then that will give you more clarity. That'll give you more knowingness, increase your awareness, and keep you focused on you becoming who you want to become now. And if you're listening to someone recommends, hey, listen to this person, and you listen to them and you feel like crap, just press stop. Don't force yourself to listen to anyone. Just become aware of how you feel about that person. And if you feel good, chew on it, pull on it, listen. And if they say things that you don't like, well, now you got the gut check. So now you have a new level of clarity. Now you can make a new decision, right? So
right.
You really just want to be aware of how you feel at any given moment and listen to those and who give you a feel-good feeling.
Which is kind of what I got when I was listening to the Abraham, which I didn't really think channeling was a real thing. But when I listened to her and she said, well, there's nothing more important than feeling good.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that kind of, when I first listened to your audios about a year ago, it was so new to me that I don't think I was ready to even receive it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know if that's...
Well, you were ready because
it reality or not. But...
Yeah, but you listened and we planted some seeds, right?
Yes.
So they began to grow and to mature within you and pulled you along this new tack. So,
right. And then when I would hear Abraham say things that you had been saying, I thought, okay, then that's just coming around again for me to digest and say, I need to look at this again.
Right. I mean, think of it. There's no new knowledge. All the knowledge has always been there. There's new interpretations of the knowledge through people like myself or Esther Hicks, where we learn, we apply, we observe. Then that gives us an experience to share back out. But all the information's all there. And one thing I'm sure you can agree with when you're listening to my audios, I don't attach any religion or belief to any of the teachings.
Right.
And I'm the open-ended guy. I leave it completely open, completely up to the listener. And you can, if you choose to, you can attach everything I say into whatever your religious texts or beliefs are, and it perfectly fits. Because all the texts, if you take away the rules, it all thrives from the same vibration.
That part is kind of funny to me because when I was involved heavily in evangelicalism, I didn't feel as close to God as I feel right now, where I'm spending more time listening to audios and people that are teaching about your inner being and about the universe.
Yeah, you stripped yourself of the rules and the limitations, the imposement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you are becoming more aware, you are no longer looking at God as an outside source. You're coming and going with who you are, and God is within you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's where you're finding the peace and beginning to know who you are and who you were created to be.
Yeah, that's why I say I feel closer to God than I've ever felt before, but yet there are people that I used to run with that would just say I'm a heretic now.
Right.
Right.
Burn him at the stake.
Right.
All right. Well, I just want to say thanks. Enjoying it. I'm going to stay in this game. I'm going to win at this game.
There you go. Keep listening.
Amen.
Keep listening over and over
right.
again. And if you listen to those 3D audios, you'll never hear the same audio twice. Because the way they're created, you'll never hear the same thing twice. So you're always going to hear something new.
Because I've, even with Esther Hicks stuff, I listen to it, and I've listened to it lots of times, and I get something new. So I'm looking forward to all the new things I'm going to hear again.
Fantastic. Keep us posted. Call in any time, and keep listening, my friend. We appreciate you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Have a good night. And, while he was talking, it reminded me of Lisa Nichols' comments that, we don't have to go back and erase anything that happened to us in our past. We can start over at any point, and go from there forward. And we needed all of those experiences anyway. All those experiences brought us to where we are right now. So, don't ever kick yourself in the butt for things that you did in the past. It happened. Receive it, the lesson that came with it, and forgive it, and then move forward. That's the whole thing about
every
past.
breath. Each breath, you're at a new vantage point. The future is whatever you want. Every time you take a new breath, it's okay. What do I want now? What do I want now? What do I want now? Who do I want to become? One thing we can touch on real quick is it's a lot of people. It's the word focus. A lot of people they focus wrong, and they focus on activities versus accomplishment. So they think, I'm going to focus on my business. I'm going to build my brand. I'm going to build who I am. I'm going to build my positive attitude, whatever it is. And they spend all day, maybe on Facebook doing posts, on Instagram, talking to people, making phone calls, setting up meetings with people that they think they have to talk to. That's not focus. That's spinning your wheels. And you want to get out of confusing activity with accomplishment. And the way you can know if you're on track and always focusing on the right thing is, number one, you have to have, Napoleon Hill talks about this, because I listen to The Laws of Success in 16 Lessons. I have the audio book on the MP3s, and I have the physical hard book, and I listen to these things constantly. And when you have a chief aim, meaning you clearly have defined what you want or who you want to become, then you automatically focus on the next logical step. So you're automatically focused on the next step for you. You're not trying to think about how to figure things out. And this just re-clicked into me last week. I was listening to it. And cause a lot of people, they ask me all the time, how do you create so much stuff? And I have no idea. And he explained it to me. He said, because at the core, one of my chief aims is to assist just one person to feel better about themselves. That's a chief aim I've defined and clarified to me. And everything stems from that. Every audio, every video, every post, every comment, right? It all flows from that one chief aim. So when anyone listening, when you can define that chief aim, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's whatever it is to you, you will automatically be focusing on the right thing. Because you won't be in the think stage. You'll be in, I am obsessed with achieving my chief aim. It's magical. So don't confuse activity with accomplishment. Posting 100 things a day, that's not focus. That's an activity. Focus, who do you want to become? Know who you are. Know what you want and why. Why do you want it? Nail that feeling down, and you'll be blown away with how much stuff you get done that actually works and continues to create pleasurable results in your life.
Agreed. Very much so.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
The wisdom of Paul Santisi. I'm sorry, Debbie, you were saying?
Oh no, I've been a little bit quiet tonight because I have to mute because I'm still coughing. So if I've seemed too quiet, I'm sorry. But if
don't be
sorry.
No.
No, that's right. I can't say that. Oh shoot.
No, you're not sorry.
I'm not. You know what? No, I totally take that back. I'm so not.
Good, because you shouldn't be.
I am awesome.
Yes, you are.
You can apologize if you coughed in our ear. You could say, excuse me, because you made a weird, creepy, coffee, gross sound. But you're not sorry over it. I got a comment the other day. I got a comment. It was on Facebook from a gal. Just sent me a message. She goes, I just want to let you know that I enjoy your creepy 3D voice more than any other creepy voice on the planet. It was such a great compliment to be.
I love that.
I was a desirable creepy voice. It was great. I really appreciated that comment.
It's great to be desired, no matter what form that comes in.
Right. Yeah, that's part of my intention too. I just want
Paul,
I want someone to feel better. I don't care if I'm liked or not. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you could tell some stories about the comments you get, though.
There is so many stories.
It has to be insane.
The good stories would be, $50 admission. We could only tell 3 or 4 stories, and we'd have to take a 15-minute break and all cool off. I hear some of the most descriptive, amazing stories from people. Good, bad, and indifferent. I get the whole range. Okay. And it's one of the funnest things to wake up every morning, and I enjoy. First thing I do when I wake up is I read all the comments that came in over the night, because there's always so many. And there's some good ones. There's some definitely ones I probably need some waivers signed to reshare, but. A lot of, this voice has moved mountains. We can say that with confidence. You know what I mean?
Right.
Literally.
I'm
telling you. Next thing we know, we're going to have age restrictions on your Facebook.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah, that's all right.
Too cool. Well, we have another caller. We're on a roll.
All right.
All right, let's go to area code 352. I'm not sure where that is.
That's Florida.
But, is that Florida?
Hello.
You are
it is.
on the air with us. Hello.
Hello, this is Cindy. How are you?
Hi, Cindy.
Hi. Well, I tuned in late, so I missed the beginning of the show, but I was wondering, where can I go to hear these awesome audio recordings that everybody keeps raving about?
Sure, good question.
You
can just go right to YouTube.
Okay.
And just type in my name. It's Paul Santisi, Santisi. S-A-N-T-I-S-I. Yep.
Oh, T-S-I.
And everything will pop up. There's dozens of guided meditations. There's videos. There's training audios. There's podcasts. There's testimonials. There's over 300 hours worth of free information and audios on personal development, self-empowerment, and spiritual awakening that you can listen to at your heart's content.
Nice. That's very nice. I will look that up. Are you guys doing readings? I missed the beginning of the show, so I'm not sure if you're also doing readings this evening or not.
No readings tonight.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I've just been listening, but I missed the beginning. So,
Thank you for calling us, Cindy. And,
but I'm going to look up those audios, and definitely I've been hearing some raving reviews, so I'm looking
Paul,
forward.
we're here,
Pardon?
We're here every Wednesday night. Go ahead.
Okay, Paul, I want you to explain to her about the 3D. You know, if she's never heard you before. So
okay.
I think is, I don't know, it was new to me that, you know, when you started doing that.
Yes, I haven't heard of the 3D, and I haven't heard your meditation yet.
You'll see there's some meditations. They all will tell you if they're in 3D. If it says 3D sound, listen with headphones on.
Okay.
And you're in for a really unique experience that no one else does. If it doesn't say 3D, you can still listen with headphones, but you don't have to. If it says 3D, you need the headphones or the earpods so you pick up that 3D.
Okay.
But if it doesn't say it, you don't have to, but you can listen to everything with headphones on. You'll hear more, much more than just speakers. The 3D, it's interesting. You're going to hear me everywhere all at once. And when you listen, you'll get what I'm saying. You'll hear me in front of your face. I'll be behind you. I'll be above you. I'll be below you. I'll be against the wall. I'll run at you. I'll run around you. And then I'll be above you. And you'll be like, how does he do this? And it's cool. You'll enjoy it.
That sounds neat. Yeah. That sounds very cool. Do you have a
that
website
was good, Terry,
also,
to clarify that. Yeah.
Do you have a website also?
On the YouTube videos, there's a ton of links. I give away tons and tons of free things, and there's tons of websites you can sign up and get all sorts of free stuff. But the main website, it's my name, Paul Santisi, meditations.com. But you'll see all the links in any of the YouTube videos. They'll all be right there.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Cindy, we would love to hear back from you after you listen to the meditation. Thank you.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, we'd love to have some feedback. And Cindy, we're on every Wednesday night. Shantae, myself, and Debbie Garcia, my other angel, and we're here every Wednesday night. So call in and let us know what's going on with you, and we'll see if we can raise that vibration some.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay. Definitely do that.
All right. You have a good night, honey. Thanks for listening.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay. A new listener, Paul Santisi.
All right.
Awesome. All right. So I think we got through all the hands. Anybody else wants to talk? You got to press that 1, and that will let me know to put you on here with us. Thank you to everybody that called in tonight and all those that are over there just hanging out with us. We love the energy and the people in the chat room. So, what else do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about
We could talk about changes.
What? Give me something that made you guys laugh today. Give me a happy, feel-good moment. Share with me.
What made me laugh
happy, feel-good
today?
moment. Where did I go today? I think the happiest thing I did today was made that calzone. So I went to the supermarket. Not too many. I don't think anyone was very nice to me there. I got flipped off about 4 times in traffic today. So let's see. That made me happy. Let's see. See, we're not going to talk politics. I won't talk about what I laughed about over there. So I'm going to stick to the calzone. Calzone, it made me happy to see all these cool meats all hacked up and packaged in the get rid of cheap section that I can make a good calzone with.
I like it. I'm digging
it. Time. Yeah.
Mhm. That's a happy feel good, and you have a happy feel good tummy too. So hey,
I didn't eat it yet. I came down and did the show. I was letting it cool. No, I didn't. I cut it up before I came and picked up the phone.
And it's whispering to you.
Yeah, it's late. I can't be eating too much of that. That'll kill me. Literally. Stuff.
Yeah.
Little bite and some water. That's about it. One thing we can talk about real quick is just how to change your energy and your vibration. Just change your physiology. You know what I mean? Like in the morning when you brush your teeth, use your other hand to put the faucet on. If a guy's listening, he's going to shave, typically you put the razor in the same spot. Use your other hand. Change the spot on your face. Just those little changes change your entire physiology. They totally change your whole vibration. Because a lot of us, we're habit-based, and we do the same thing over and over again. You're going to make coffee, press the button with your left hand instead of your right hand. Use a big fork instead of a little fork. Just switch it up. You put your right sock on before your left, put your left on before your right. Something simple. It'll do a lot. It'll create new neural pathways and give you more levels of awareness and opportunities to think and to create. Because otherwise, we become stagnant. When you become stagnant, you go into atrophy. You go backwards. That's why it's called the, if you want things in your life to change, you have to change the things you do in your life. You have to develop new habits, process new bits of information, have new observations. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Right.
And expect anything different. It's like every time I cook, every time it's different. And if I really like the way something come out, I acknowledge that I really like how this come out. When I acknowledge it, now I can make it automatically as good the next time. Just like everything.
Yeah.
It registers and sinks in, and it's in your filing cabinet for later.
Yeah. Bounce, jump, dance, shake around. My wife's always yelling at me. Why are you dancing and yelling for no reason? Like you're missing the whole point. That's why I'm doing it.
The answer is because I can.
Because I can. You're missing the whole point. That's why I'm doing it.
It's
creating shift. It's creating a change.
Yeah.
Changing my vibration and my attracting ability and power is changing. It's shifting. New possibilities are coming in.
Super duper awesome.
I love it. Well, Paul, we are coming upon the bewitching hour.
Okay.
This time went by so fast with you. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Awesome. Thanks. I was definitely a little tired before. My brain wasn't booting. But my brain wasn't booting up last time either. I don't know. You girls,
I know. It took you a little
while. Girls pull it in and wake it back up.
We do that, we laugh and that gets our energies going. So
we tickled it. We tickled you with the feather. We just tickled you with the feather.
An angel feather.
Wake up! Yep, wake up.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the invitation. I enjoyed the conversation, the topic, and I'm excited to listen back through to see what we talked about because I don't remember. Well, we'll see what we all said.
Well, we want to remind our listeners on YouTube that you can look for Paul Santisi, Santisi, or go to paulsantisimeditations.com. He has amazing things out there for us. All those audios that are so good on YouTube. And just pick one and start listening. You'll fall in love with him. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you for raising our vibration every day. And listeners, if you don't have the Paul Santisi coin, energy coin, get it. I love it. I feel so much energy coming from it, and it really does raise the vibration because that's what Paul intended when he made the coins and sent them out to us. And thank you to my lovely angels that are here with me tonight, Shantae and Debbie.
Debbie and Shantae. Awesome.
Any words that you guys have before we head off the air?
Just thank you to everybody who joined us. And, like Paul said, the conversation was awesome, and it's nice to have all four of us back on here tonight, so that was great.
I agree, Paul. I want to say thank you again. You're delightful. I love it when you come on. And thank everybody. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm so happy. It's so wonderful. And to everybody listening, have a fabulous night and a super-duper day tomorrow. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Debbie. And Angel Speakers Blog Talk Radio will be on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with Satya Kalra. You don't want to miss her. She's amazing. She's going to teach us how to live blissful lives, which is another word for happiness, right? So, yeah, she's really an awesome lady. And if you haven't bought your copy of Changes yet, that's our new book. We're all in it. Well, Paul's not in it. He's mentioned in it, but his story's not in it. But Debbie's and Shantae's and my story are in that book. So check it out on Amazon. It's called Changes. Life changes when you do. And that is certainly true. And I just want to remind everybody to be kind to someone, send out a smile, a warm word, because that's how peace begins. It begins with each of us. And if you're using hashtags, hashtag peace begins with me, because it's so very true. Thank you all again. I love you. I send you blessings of love and light. And good night, everyone.
Good night. Paul.
I
love you.
Good night.
Debbie.
Keep
Good
being
night.
great,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye now.
Are you ready to finally take your life by the horns? Are you ready to finally live life on your terms? Are you ready to make more money? Are you ready to learn how to attract the perfect people into your life, whether personally or professionally? Are you ready to quickly create your own luck and to create the future that you desire? If so, I got you covered. Right now, for a limited time, I'm giving away over 2.5 hours worth of free audios that reveal just that. This information changes lives amazingly fast for people all over the planet. Imagine creating your own luck. Imagine being able to attract and create whatever you want into your life as if by magic. More money, better relationships, dynamic health. Get ready to achieve all of your goals and dreams at record speed. This information is that powerful. Over 2.5 hours worth of spot-on training, and it's free for a limited time. Just visit paulsantisifree.com. That's paulsantisifree.com. Paul, Santisi free.com.